All right, everybody, listen, I would love to be coming to you with some better news, like a video perhaps, but I have to come to you with some somber news that Vigorous Steve is now banned off of YouTube. Okay, so Vigorous Steve's channel, if we look on YouTube, I'll give you guys this in a second. Let me just shrink myself. If we just search for Vigorous Steve, we get nothing. We get, some podcast that Vigorous Steve was on, the Greg Doucette podcast, who, by the way, also talks about anabolic androgenic steroids, other podcasts that Steve has been on, but you can't find Vigorous Steve's channel. Okay, Vigorous Steve's channel is now in the ether. It is not on YouTube. It has been banned off of the internet. So, first, let's go to what Vigorous Steve has to say about it, and then I want to talk about some stuff we can do, and let's have a general conversation about shit like this happening. Okay, so let's go to Vigorous Steve's Instagram, where he discussed this earlier. I think yesterday or so. I'm going to mute my mic for a second, then I have to remember to unmute my mic. Let's listen to what Vigorous Steve himself has to say about it.
Wherever you are, I'm in the beautiful Balliol College in Oxford, the oldest university in the world apparently, and we have the Enhanced Game seminar all day today. But this morning I woke up and I see that my YouTube channel is gone, so I'm going to have to appeal sometime today or maybe later tomorrow. Let's see, I got a busy day today, so don't worry guys, I'll get the channel back, and otherwise we'll continue in another capacity. I guess I pissed off WADA a little bit too much for them to ban the channel, mass report it, or maybe talking about performance enhancing drugs openly finally got me. Who knows? Anyway, I'm the king of crisis management, so we'll get the channel back, and otherwise we'll return in another capacity. Today I'm going to be talking about drugs all day long, because that's what I do, and that's what I'll do when I get back. So stay tuned, so don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, but we might be without a YouTube channel for a minute or two. Peace out, I'll see you guys soon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
So that's what Vigorous Steve has to say. Didn't really seem particularly worried about the situation. Again, if you go and search YouTube for Mark Bell Power Project, okay, let's just search for that real quick. You're going to find Mark Bell's Power Project channel. Now, Mark Bell's channel with 375,000 subscribers was banned at one point previous. It was like 4 or 5 months ago they were banned. And I'm like, oh shit, here they go. They're targeting people talking about hormones, etc. Do I have to be worried? Does Steve have to be worried, etc.? They ended up getting their channel back. And the reason I think that they got their channel back, and through 6 bans, Cortex Labs has been banned 6 times over the years. The way that we were able to get our channel back is to get humans involved for a manual review. Okay, so this is what we want to do if we want to help Vigorous Steve. All of you that watch his content, and even some of you that don't, he's one of us, talks about hormones, anabolic androgenic steroids, the safe usage of it, but even the education that comes out of that channel is extremely useful so that people aren't harming themselves, is the following. If you go to Twitter, so this is X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, and you search in the search bar for the phrase trusted flagger. Okay, let's go up to the search and search for trusted flagger. It's really a hashtag. Yeah, hashtag trusted flagger. You're going to get a bunch of people that actually have the hashtag trusted flagger on their name. And these people are people that either work in the internal review team within YouTube or otherwise communicate with said people within that team. Now, Ben Trusted Flagger is a guy that I believe has helped me in the past. That's why his profile is up in front of us. So you might want to just tweet this guy. What I would suggest people do is tweet the Trusted Flaggers, as well as tweet Team YouTube. Okay, so let's search for Team YouTube. Well, this is a channel that is really part of the internal team. You can reach YouTube directly. They're inundated with tweets, so tweet them a couple times or whatever. They're going to eventually get to your request, and they're pretty quick about responding. These people helped me to revive my channel 2 or 3 times. Okay, 2 or 3 times. Now I had the help of ultimately a Vice article that explained that some nootropics channels were being banned. It went public. It was like, got 1 million hits or something very quickly. And so I had that help, but still tweeting Team YouTube would be a good idea for everybody. So, I posted, I think I just tweeted them something a bit ago. So let me just go to maybe my profile, or maybe it'll come up here. Okay, it's not coming up here. Let me just go to me. My profile and post with replies. Okay, so this tweet here, I just tweeted them saying the YouTube channel Vigorous Steve was recently taken down, likely through no fault of Vigorous Steve. Could you please manually review the channel and channel contents and reinstate what is a significant contributor to the TRT and hormone community on YouTube? Okay, so if you guys want to go and tweet Team YouTube, just something subtle, have a look at Vigorous Steve's channel and please have a human review the situation. Please do so at that Twitter handle. And again, you're going to want to go to Trusted Flaggers, just again, hashtag Trusted Flaggers, and find these individuals that have Trusted Flaggers, like that hashtag next to their name, and tweet them to manually review the channel, Vigorous Steve's YouTube channel. Okay, so that's what we can do in the meantime to try to help Vigorous Steve get back on YouTube. We all miss him sorely already. There is scores and scores upon scores of fucking very useful pieces of content that have taught us all a lot over the years and helped a lot of people really do the antithesis of what I think the AI is thinking, which is ultimately harm reduction. Now, why does this kind of shit happen? Why did Mark Bell's Power Project get banned? You know, why did our channel get terminated completely? After which, like, we appealed and still we were told no, and then we had to get a manual review team on board. Well, number one, I think that there is a degree of AI that is monitoring, you know, people's language within content on YouTube, and it's always doing that, right? You know, they have this notion of trying to keep YouTube a safe place, etc. You know, while somewhat ignoring the notion that as long as you're not doing anything extremely illegal or you have intended harm, people should be able to say what they want. You know, YouTube is one of the oldest platforms on the internet. It revolutionized the internet. Some of us, like me, don't watch television, and we watch YouTube to consume content, you know, whether it's movies or TV shows. I mean, everything you can watch is essentially on YouTube. But it also, what does YouTube stand for? YouTube means it's your TV. It's your channel that you can broadcast out to the world for people to see. And, you know, for them to be banning channels for doing that, for saying what they want to say, and in this case, teaching people very useful things, you know, it's just been ridiculous from day one. Okay, so I think personally that Steve's channel will be back up very shortly, maybe within the week, if not next week. I have found the appeals process to be useless because the appeals process is automated, as far as I can tell, and does not include human manual review. So that's probably not going to help him, Steve, if you're watching. And as I emailed you, that's not going to help. You got to email these, tweet these Trusted Flaggers and Team YouTube, etc. Maybe get into contact with some people at the YouTube team. Otherwise, if you can search out on Twitter and find those individuals. But, you know, moving forward, look, if this happens to us, I would expect you guys, or I would hope that you guys do the same thing. Team YouTube on Twitter and Trusted Flagger, hashtag Trusted Flagger on YouTube, and tweet those people out to have a manual review of the channel. But ultimately, in the end, it's like, what really sucks about all this is, I mean, it fucking sucks for Steve, right? You spend years upon years upon years, and then, you know, at the 5,000 foot view, hours upon hours upon hours doing research, staying up all night, reading big long papers, gathering citations, you know, putting together a long, I mean, some of Steve's breakdowns are 45, 50 minutes or more. These fucking epic masterpiece pieces of content, you know, all for ultimately now nothing, right? They just terminate your fucking channel. They just bye-bye. If you have a business behind it and that's your livelihood, you know, they could care less, right? In this case. Now, again, it's AI usually doing this, but that highlights like the critical ridiculousness of situations like this. I mean, it's absurd. It's completely absurd. If someone is on YouTube and they are intending to do harm to people, sure, I get that. Then there should be a review and that channel should potentially be taken down. But when somebody is putting out great content that is useful, educational, and actually in the context of anabolic steroids prevents harm because it shows people, you know, how to use them healthfully and what blood work to manage, et cetera, and all these strategies, then that really shouldn't even be close to or even fucking considered criteria for banning or being harmful or whatever. All right, so yes, Vigorous Steve's channel is down. Almost definitely it will be back up. Let's all do our part and tweet these people on Twitter. Let's get humans involved so that we can get Steve's channel up, and let's all do it together so that tomorrow or the next day or whenever Steve's back from Oxford, he's doing more content that we all know and love. If this ever happens to me, if this ever happens to our channel, you guys do the same thing. I'll execute on my part and we'll get the channel back. Here's to Vigorous Steve, who has shown me and taught me personally a lot, has been instrumental in the last 2 years of this channel's influence on YouTube, has been a fucking epic friend and just a great guy in general. And I know he's helped a lot of you folks too. So now we owe it to him. It's our turn to go and fucking take action to get Steve's channel back. All right. Otherwise, content coming later this week, likely tomorrow. So look forward to that. Let's focus on this. Let's get Steve back, and Godspeed, everybody.